Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in to this YouTube channel. My name is Emily Angela, and if you're new here, thank you so much for joining us. I hope this becomes a family and a home for you. Now, in this channel, we do sit on fun and style, and this is a channel where growth is evident. So I wanted us to do a little bit of catching up. I haven't posted in a long time, and today I was like, you know what, I can pop up here and post something, at least to like make it like a catch up and also help you around with something that I've learned, especially in this period where I haven't been here. I've learned something that has been really helpful for me, and I hope it becomes helpful to you too, to anyone who has gone through something like this, and someone who is going through something like this. Whatever I'm talking about is procrastination, and I'm very sure this is something everyone who is watching this has gone through, and this is something you will still do in the future. It doesn't mean that just because you're procrastinating stuff and you're in the process of letting go of it, it doesn't mean that you'll never do it. This is life, and in one way or another you will get yourself at a point where you're doing this, but there are ways on how to like lower it down and at least be in, yeah. To anyone who doesn't know what procrastination is the habit of postponing something. Let's say you are supposed to have something like work done today. You're saying, I'm going to do it tomorrow. When tomorrow comes, you want to do it the other day. If the other day comes, you want to do the other day, like that, until eventually it's either you won't do it or it's either you won't do it or you'll have to forget about it, like totally, or when you're doing it, it's very late, it's ineffective. Like there are a lot of things that is caused by procrastination, and we have to avoid that habit. It's very bad. I have been at a point where I've procrastinated stuff. Well, procrastination is not only for people who are at home, at maybe you're staying at home, you're not having a busy schedule. Procrastination can also be when you're getting out a lot. You can procrastinate a lot of things. Now, this is what I mean. Let's start with the procrastination when you are at home. Let's say you're not working or you're a work at home person. When sometimes when you tend to be at home most of the time, you tend to be very lazy. You tend to have like how do I put it? Like the way you're doing your things is not kind of official or formal. So you tend to miss out on doing a lot of things. Then when you're getting out a lot, you maybe you've left early in the morning, you've come late in the evening, you're tired, your body doesn't want to do things. So you end up procrastinating stuff. You're like, hey, can me choker, so I'm going to do this tomorrow. And when tomorrow the same thing happens, you postponing it to the other day, like that, until eventually that stuff is not done. Now, there are two ways which I've learned on how you can avoid this procrastination thing. First of all, have somewhere you're writing your to-do list. There are those who have their monthly programs, there are those who have weekly, there are those who have daily. Now, for those who have monthly, I believe that those very, how do I put it? Like those very busy people who, like people working in offices, something like that. And there are those especially self-employed who have daily to-do lists. Yeah, it just depends on you as a person. And there are times you have mixtures like to-do list for daily and for the monthly, weekly, something like that. Of course, this week I'm supposed to be somewhere on Monday, like that. Why should you have a to-do list? Because it is sometimes we tend to forget, like something you are supposed to do today, at the end of the day, like, I have forgotten. This is something I should have done. So it is good to have a to-do list, and always, like, do not be in a hurry to write it. Just take your time. tomorrow. Start time by time by time by time by time until you are done. Now, when you're writing your to-do list, ensure you don't have a very long to-do list. And if it ends up being a long to-do list, make sure there are things that you can manage to do within the end of the day. Okay, do not have like a list of 20 things you want to finish by the end of the day, because now that will bring a lot of procrastination, which we are trying to let go of. Okay, let's say you're supposed to do assignment the same day you're supposed to cook chapati, the same day you're supposed to wash clothes, the same day you're supposed to go to town. Those are a lot of things that you cannot manage to do on an entire day. Those are many things. Okay, they're not many things in terms of quantity, but in terms of the time it will take you, that's a lot of things that you do not need. And then you one thing, you don't want to make yourself mentally tired. You can be physically tired, that's okay, but you don't want to be mentally tired, because when you're mentally tired, you can do nothing. Now learn to balance your to-do list. There are things that si lazima you do that same day. If it's your assignment, now that is, prioritize your stuff. That if it is your assignment, is it a must that you do it today? Yes. So have it at the top of the list. Have it at the top of the list, and then go, making it a bit lighter for you. And also learn to, like, when you're planning your to-do list, I personally prefer doing the most important things in the morning, so that by the end of the day, when you're tired, at least what you'll have left is something probably you can manage to do or cancel for the next day, which won't affect your program for the next day. Also, when you're having your to-do list, those very important things that needs to be done for that day, have a time where you want to do them. If you want to do your assignment, write a time where you want to start your assignment. Is it at 10 a.m.? Is it at 8 a.m.? Have a time that will help you be able to finish your assignment at the right time. Now, this is something that has helped me. Okay, there are ways on how you can write them. There is a notebook. To those who love writing a lot, I love writing. I prefer using a book. Why? Because I feel a phone is more destructive. Because let's say I was writing something and then a message just pops up. That's it. That's like, I'll be there busy on my phone replying. So this is a way of also avoiding being on the phone, because when you're at home, or let's say you're not busy, we tend to be on our phones so much, and phones can be very destructive, and it can make us do less than we ought to do for a day. If you can calculate the amount of time you spend on your phone daily, where so that is something we're trying to work on. That is something you want to work on. So having to write these things on the phone doesn't work for me, but you can also do it if you're not a writing kind of person. I know there are people who don't love to write. There is another option. There is an app called Multinote. Kindly download it. It's an app called Multinote, where you arrange your work. It has 3 sections. There is the work part of it, there is the family part of it, and then there is the main. Now the main is where you write the most important things you want to do. Work is now your family, your work, things that you want to get done. And then the work family, the things in the family that you need to do, sort out kind of things. You're the one to know how to put them down. But if I mostly use the main one, where I write my daily to-do list. That is when maybe or probably I want to buy something and I don't want to carry around my book. It can be a bit weird having to open your book maybe and check, I want to buy this and this. So that's where the phone comes in. So yeah, this is something that can work. I thought it is important for me to share that with you, so that you may not be like, no, if I don't want to write, what will I do? Nini, nini, nini. Also, there is another way which I had actually forgotten about. There is the third way where you can use a sticky note. A sticky note, you stick it on the wall where it reminds you. This is something I had done in the past. I don't do it right now because I am now mostly into writing in a book. But you can also write it on a sticky note and stick it on the wall, especially somewhere you can see it, where you're passing a lot. Also, it can be in a very private place. If it is something maybe you don't want everyone seeing, this is what I want to do today, this is what I want to do today. Okay, so you can just write it and stick it on the wall where you go ticking, this is what I've done, this is what I've done, this is what I've done, this is what I've done. It also helps when you're sometimes I write some things and they look so petty, like why did I even write this? But if I had not written, to some point I would have forgotten. So just make sure you write even the pettiest of things. So long as you're the one doing them, just write them down. Okay, that was just me sharing. There was nothing much about that. I just thought it's very important to share with you on procrastination, because this is something that is affecting a lot of people. I have been affected by that, and I'm trying as much as I can to make very use of my time, to make use of, and to be able to get a lot of things done at the appropriate time, because I've found myself procrastinating a lot of things which I should have done in a month, and I end up doing it in months. Okay, months, and that is not right. Write down things, get at today, and it's okay. Sometimes you don't wake up with a psych to want to have your list all done. Like today I haven't written down a to-do list for myself. I've just been like, let me just flow with the day, let me flow with the day. And the good thing about having to write a to-do list is, for me, I just write a small quote before I start the day. Hey, I'm ready to kick this list. Hey, I'm ready. Something to motivate me, something to, put a smile on my face, because this to-do list can be very boring. Let's say your day is so filled up with a lot of things. It can be very boring, but it's also very important to have that. I hope this was very helpful to each one of you, and I hope you like this video. Kindly, so most of you are watching and you're commenting and you're not liking, or you're liking and watching but not commenting or sharing. So kindly like this video, share this video, and let others know about this video. Anyway, this was so fun to share with you. I hope you've loved it. I will say this countless times. I hope you've loved it, and there is more videos coming on your way. Something you probably are not expecting. This is something I've been working on towards, or something like that, and I'm so excited. It will be coming up very soon, so stay tuned, and tell your friends about this channel. Otherwise, if you don't, you're a bad person and they don't care. Yeah, kindly notify your friends about this channel. Let's grow together, let's help one another. See you in my next lit video.